Good morning. Just wanted to challenge you a little bit there, Dr.
Please
Carrasco,
do.
if I can, in terms of the whole financing and not financing option. And I mean, I know you're a pretty smart guy and all that, but
Well, thank you. You give me more credit than most people.
But you seem to be really lean on financing, always financing a car. And you know, where I come from, there's no such thing, Greg, and I want to put this out there, and I apologize for saying it, but there's no such thing as 0% financing. You and I both know that that's marketing. Okay?
Actually, you see, no, and this is where you and I are going to disagree because look, the fact that I have the radio show here and I go on the airwaves every week to discuss ideas, you know, I have to hold myself accountable to what I'm saying. Now, based on what I've seen from the inside of the industry, there is no such a thing as 0%. You are correct. However, car manufacturers have many different ways of putting forward incentives to the consumer. So what they often do is they take a chunk of money and they buy the rate down from the manufacturer. That's what they do. And they provide you with a 0%. But this has got nothing to do with the vehicle being worth any more or any less.
No, but that 0%, Greg, has got to be made up in the price of the vehicle somewhere.
No, it doesn't.
Somehow.
You see, there is where the misunderstanding comes. But I'm going to let you talk so you can explain your position.
Okay, so the money, even though rates today are as low as they've ever been,
yep.
and they're going to be low for long. So today, more than ever, I subscribe to the thinking of definitely consider financing. But my money's making me 0% basically, Greg. In my
hold on a
bank
second.
account.
That's because you're not dealing with Money Mike, so you need to call him.
And I would also suggest that, you know, and I understand, you know, you guys work together, but we forget Money Mike for just a moment. I'm thinking to myself, I can just take this thing. I don't want to make any payments. If I do want to make payments, and I'm okay with that, I could actually take that payment that I'm going to make and put it into the market on a biweekly basis and dollar cost average to make some money. So maybe Money Mike might be an option, or maybe my other financial advisor or planner might be an option to think about that as well, and getting in on all this volatility of the market. I still don't believe for a moment that this 0% financing actually exists somewhere. Nobody gives you money for free, even though rates are low. Rates may be low, but somewhere, somehow, because you used to get cash back if you bought a car cash.
You used to, yeah, you used to.
Yeah, so where did that go? It used to be zero, or you know, we'll give you zero, or we'll take $2,000 or $3,000 or $4,000 off the price of the car.
Yes, but you see, you right now you are quoting an industry that is long gone. I mean, you know, back in the day when the interest rate were 5, 6, or 7, 8%, or 13% when I started back in '92. Yes, the manufacturer would buy the rate down to whatever it was, but if you chose not to, they will give you the cash back. But the price of the vehicle never goes up or goes down. The only thing that happens is that there is a redirection of the incentives from the manufacturer. So today, the interest rates are so low. They're so absolutely low, Peter, that you know, those incentives are given to you in other things. Like, for example, look at this. On the Nissan Kicks that we're selling right now, they have a 0% financing, okay? 0% financing. On top of that, they're giving you free snow tires. They're giving you free winter mats. They're giving you free oil changes for 3 years, and you still get the 0%. So, you know, the rates are so low, the car manufacturers have said, look, we need to provide the consumer with a competitive advantage that is going to drive the traffic to our particular brands. So there is an actual such a thing as 0%. Now, whether customers choose to use it or not, that's something completely different. I just don't believe that paying cash with liquid for the highest depreciating asset on the face of the earth when the interest rates are as low as they are today is a smart thing to do. And the reason why I say that is the following. If I buy a $30,000 vehicle that I can finance for 0%, okay, and I can put the same $30,000 and give it to Money Mike and get 8 or 9% return, why would I ever want to invest or put that money into something that I know for sure is going to lose me 25% of my investment in the next year? I don't get it. It doesn't make sense.
Okay, so I understand that, but I would ask you not to. I mean, I think they're two separate issues. Forget about what you can and maybe, and that's maybe a lot of maybes what Money Mike might be able to do or might not be able to do, because the reality is there's no one's going to guarantee you 8 or 9%.
No, but look at it this way. Okay, hear me out. So look at this. Let's say that you don't get 8%. Let's say that you get half of that. You get 4%.
Right. I understand
You're still better off.
Potentially, unless I can negotiate. So I guess what I don't understand is first of all, GMAC used to be in business. They don't do financing anymore. So the manufacturers, less and less of them are doing their own financing because they can't make money at 0%.
Precisely.
So it doesn't exist, is what I'm saying. It's proof that somewhere in that 0% is somewhere in the price of the car.
No, you see, here's the thing that a lot of people don't know, that the MSRP of the vehicle doesn't go up or down depending on whether you're choosing to finance or not. So car manufacturers will actually often will give you the option. You can take the 0% or you can get a cash rebate. So it's all available to you.
So are the cash rebates still in play then?
In some car manufacturers, yes, they do have it. Some other ones don't, because essentially from the price of the vehicle. But you will see that today most car manufacturers are giving you 0% and they're giving you a bunch of other things in the process. You see, it needs to be understood that every single vehicle that is sold in the Canadian marketplace and around the world for that matter has attached a marketing dollar amount from the manufacturer. Let's say that you have a $30,000 vehicle and, let's say that Toyota allows a $5,000 marketing for that specific vehicle. So those $5,000 could be given to you by buying the rate down to zero, by giving you snow tires or oil changes or maintenance or whatever else, or they can just give it to you. But a lot of people are not using that cash back because most people don't have that kind of cash available to them in their bank account. So they end up paying cash for the vehicle at the store, but they're financing it through the Never Ever plan, which is the line of credit. It's the worst thing that you can do. Or they go to the local bank, which will give you prime plus 2.5, which is 5 or 6%. So yes, you're buying the vehicle for less, but you're paying a higher interest rate. So from that perspective, it doesn't make any sense.
No, if you have to finance it, I agree. But if I have cash and I'm sitting on a bunch of cash and I just want to just do something with it, there's really nothing wrong at the end of the day for me, I believe, to pay in given the way those things are today, because I can't make necessarily if I don't have the risk tolerance to go into the market per se, and I instead of me buying a GIC at 1% for 2 years or 3 years or whatever the hell they are now, I might as well just buy my car because at the end of the day, I don't have any payments.
I disagree, because if I would, let's say that I have $30,000 and I could buy a car cash and not have payments and I can have 0%, or I have $30,000 and I shove it into my RSPs and I get 50% of that back at the end of the year. Now, all of a sudden you have a 50% of return on your money that you can apply towards your retirement. It doesn't make any sense. Or also, if you put those $30,000 against your mortgage, if you look at the overall money costs over the next 10, 15, 20 years, you are still better off putting it down on something that appreciates in value instead of something that depreciates in value.
So at the end of the day, if I was walking into Oakville Nissan,
yes,
and we were going to talk about buying a car,
yes,
and I wanted to say, Dr. Carrasco, I want to pay cash for this car. You are going to push me, not push me, but you're going to give me some advice on saying, why pay cash, finance it.
I will show you what happens to your money when you put it in a car, and I will show you what happens to your money when you put it in something that appreciates. You should not be buying the vehicle with your money. You should be buying the vehicle with the money that your money makes you, which is a completely different mindset. You see, a car is a waste of money, period. So liquid is the most difficult thing to find, man. It's the absolute most difficult thing to find. Peter, that was an excellent phone calls. And folks, you're listening to The Carrasco Show, Canada's largest automotive radio show with Ken Stapon here. We'll be right back.